Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Erlengrat. In order to be able to use it. There goes the train. I don't need to catch a train yet. I suppose I could. That means switching over and catching and the game sort of lagging out. I'll do that when I come back to record again, if I remember. I probably won't. Because I'm going on holiday, so I'm not going to be recording this again until after my holiday, which is going to be in a few weeks' time. So, yeah, that may not work out quite so well. Electric tractor, you are in the way at the moment. So let's just move you out of the way. I'll put you over here. I don't need to put you on charge, though. You're all fully charged. And then we'll go over here. And I should, in theory, be able to put the trailers onto the back of the tractor and just pull them along like they can hook onto the weight. Yes, they can. Excellent. I love that they can do that. I think that's brilliant. And off we go this way. Take a look at our potatoes. So what do we got for potatoes at the moment? What's the prices now? 118 at the supermarket and 125 at the Fellspring grain mill. The grain mill and the supermarket are both about the same distance away from us. The supermarket, we get an instant price. The grain mill, we've got to kind of pile it up. Actually, I think we'll go with the grain mill. It's not going to be any terrible hardship to put it in there. So if I just unhitch that one, I will select the front loader a minute. And now we've got the long, slow, tedious job of picking these up, but at least we've got a wide collection area on this bucket, which is a little bit of a treat that I wasn't expecting. I'm very, very pleased about this. This is definitely something I wasn't expecting. So there we go. We are now picking up potatoes, and all I got to do is drive around the field like this to pick up these potatoes. It's just far enough up off the ground to be able to make this work. And goes like that. Right, I'm going to need to bring these I can hook these trailers on now, and I can drag them in. It's never a good idea to be unloading going downhill into the side of a trailer. That is always a bad thing to do. It doesn't matter if you're tipping out from a bucket like this or if you're loading bales of straw. It does not matter in the slightest. You do not want to be unloading downhill if you can help it in any way, shape or form. Trust me on this. On this particular thing, I am the voice of wisdom. I am the voice, well, maybe not wisdom as such. I'm definitely the voice of experience. I can tell you without any shadow of a doubt. Also, you don't want to be driving on the potatoes, but we'll ignore that bit. Without any shadow of a doubt, you do not want to be driving downhill, which is why I don't want to put the potatoes over there at the bottom of the hill there, because I got nowhere I can run out. If the brakes are a little bit dodgy, if I'm going a little bit quick, if we slide at all, you just go straight into the trailer, you break things. You don't want that to happen. It's never a good mix. You really, really don't want to be doing stuff like that. So I'm just going to bring this one back over here. We'll lower it down again. Just like that. I'm close enough to the ground. I love the reach on this bucket. I genuinely didn't know that it was like this. I thought it would be just a normal narrow width on the bucket. The fact that we've got this width on here, yes, I know it's kind of a coded, cheaty bit. Do I care? Not in the slightest. It's making my life a lot easier. This is just one of those happy little accidents. Bob Ross would be proud of us finding one of these happy little accidents. This is what we want. Just happy little accidents. Happy little potato accidents. That's what we've got. Let's just put that down there like that. This is awesome. I wouldn't be entirely against doing another harvest like this, because we've got this ability to go and pick these potatoes up fairly quickly. I'm going to drive around the outside edge of the field first, just so that we get everything around the edges, and then we'll start sort of working up and down the lines. This is brilliant. Might take a little bit of time for us to do it, but it will work. We will be able to do this, and we'll be able to do it in a reasonable amount of time. Like, one of the big issues that I have with doing some of these jobs is they take so long. If we were using that machine as like 120,000, or no, 88,000 it is. If we were using that one to pick the potatoes up off the floor, it would take considerably longer than this happy little Bob Ross. So this is what we're going to call this one. This is the Bob Ross now. That's the official name. We're going to be forever more, we will refer to this one as the Bob Ross. When we move to FS22, we won't have a Bob Ross. It'll be back to the standard width, so things will change again. I'm going to keep working around the edge of the field, but I'm also going to try and clean up those bits over there. So I want this one right against the side of the field like this, because this is where we were coming out. So there's likely to be some sort of overhang here. Look at that. There's another 3,000 litres. It's fantastic. And we got quite a few already. We've only just gone around here. I mean, this is only a really small patch right here. I definitely timed this right, I think, on a really small patch of potatoes here. But no, there was something that I was going to show you. There was something that I just wanted to have a quick look at with the landscaping. Not so much look at, but we've got a track that we're going to want to put along here. We're going to put it lower down than we've got it at the moment, and it's going to come in through there. And then this bit up here, we'll kind of get rid of it. But then we've got one huge, great big field that we have done a few times for grass. But now I'm thinking we sell the biogas plant all the way up over there, and we focus on the root crops for now, and then we can start expanding into animals. Whether we go for the pigs, I don't know, but I do think this could be an interesting hardcore challenge, because we'd have to buy the food for the pigs. But what I'm thinking here at the moment is we actually do another divide, and we do a line just up across here somewhere, maybe up to the roundabout, something like that, and we turn this into 3 fields. Maybe even from here, and we have a field there and a field down here. I'm not quite sure, but I kind of think cutting this field in half at least would be beneficial to us. It's going to take too long. Like, if we've got smaller fields, it just feels like we're accomplishing something. Whereas the big field, just one great big field, it just doesn't sort of feel as good. At least not in my mind. So I'm kind of leaning towards we do divide the field up and we put in an extra track or two around there. And that will help us out a bit. Now let's bring you back round. I want to just bring this one back over here like this. Put that down onto the ground there. How far over are we going to go? Right, we've got our happy little accident. Let's lift that one up. There. That's perfect. Now come in there. I'll just lower you down a bit more. There we go. Right, that's sort of cleared up the little small bit on the inside of the field there, so we can do runs up and down the field with our buckets a little bit later on when we want to. Now I'm coming on around the edge again. What we basically got is we've got a crew of people walking along in front of us, and they're the ones that are doing the work. They're picking up these potatoes by hand, chucking them into the buckets. I know they're doing this because I myself have done this job. It's not an exciting job. I can promise you that much. It is really not an exciting job at all. But it is one that does need to be done. And generally you don't go and pick them up like that. Go and dump them into a bucket, pick them up by hand, put them into a bucket. It's not normally the way to proceed with harvesting your potatoes, you would use a machine that would pick them up and then you bag them up in the field. That is more common. These days, I think that, you know, that even the bagging up machines aren't generally used like they used to be. Now you have the big machines just picks up bulk potatoes, and the bagging is done back at the main yard. You take trailer loads of potatoes back to the yard, and then they're all bagged up back there. Right, let's go over here. I'm just going to pop over and check on the combine. Okay, we'll empty out that combine a second. Go here. We'll go and empty it. It'll be quicker if I go this way. And then we don't need to worry about the combine for a bit. That one can keep on mooching up and down the field. And I do think that we will get everything into this trailer. Looking at what we got left here, I'm 99% certain that we will now get everything into the trailer, which is good. That means that we got a bit more control over finishing the job and getting the maximum amount of money out of this. The Fellsborough grain mill is definitely taking the remaining sunflowers. I'd be surprised if... I mean, I guess we might have less than 10,000 litres. We had about 5,000 litres on the canola, and there's definitely way less of the canola than there is the sunflowers. So, yeah, we could be looking at 10,000. Could even be looking at 11, in which case we got 4,000 euros extra coming off of this field. Now, 4 grand, I was dismissing the 750 euros from, I mean, even if we had 10,000, it was 1,500 euros. I was still dismissing 1,500 euros. Here, for 4,000, I'm not dismissing that at all. That is a significant chunk of change for us. Not... You know, for huge scale things, maybe 4 grand is not a significant chunk of change, but for us right here, it could make a difference. Just changing this one over to the standard hired help to finish off doing this field, and then we will go back to the other stuff. Train is now available. I've also captured the train. I turned on the... Well, I'm capturing the train. I've turned on the jumped trains. I thought if we turn that one on, we can do a jumped train. If I just go forward enough so that it allows the traffic to go through over there. That should be far enough, I think. And I don't want the barrier to come down there either. We'll shut that one off about there, I think. We'll hold that one, and that one will then be ready to go and do something with Tatey Pose, should we want to. You go in here. So, yes, I'm back after my holiday, and I've had 2 weeks off. Those of you who watched the Minecraft series will probably have established by now that that is being postponed until after Christmas, and Leia is not... doing too great at the moment. Got some ongoing issues that we need to get to the bottom of, so we're going to be sort of focusing on that. What that means is that there will be almost nothing but Farming Simulator for a couple of months on the channel, and if I get extra, I'm not doing extra videos to replace the Minecraft ones, but if I get extra time, it might mean I do some of the videos slightly differently, or it might mean that I do a live stream here and there for something as well. And probably, as I'm not going to be doing much other than Farming Simulator for a few months, if I do a live stream, it'll be Farming Simulator. We do have FS19 coming out very shortly, and once that one's out, I am hoping to try and get a live stream or two in on that game anyway. So we will just see how things go. I'm not going to make any promises. I'm not going to do anything rash. But yeah, we have some options. So I went off harvesting there. We've got loads of harvesting that we can do all over the place if we so desire. I'm not going to do any others at the moment. I'm going to go back to this one, and I'm going to do a little bit more. Oop. I've got to actually have the tractor loader arm selected in order to be able to do it. If the bucket is selected, it won't actually let you do anything with the potatoes or with the loader arm or anything. It won't let you operate any of it. I do really like the way that this bucket has got a really nice wide area for collection, because you wouldn't actually be driving along the field picking up the potatoes like this. You would be going along the field with the bucket down low, and you'd have a team of people in front of you, and they would be the ones who would be doing the picking up of the potatoes. So in that respect, it's actually fairly realistic. At least that's what that's the way I'm going to view it. It has now been definitely established that when FS22 comes out, we will be doing... Did I tip any? I don't think I tipped any on the floor. We will be doing, well, carrying on with this series right here on this map. That is the plan with this one. And I'm actually quite looking forward to it. We'll get the different... factory units and stuff like that we can do, and a lot of you have said you do want me to continue on sort of expanding the root crop empire and kind of focus on that more than most other things. So that's what I will do. Now, there was another thing that I was thinking of doing, and that's, I believe this is set in, is it Switzerland, is this? I might not be. Is this map in Switzerland, or is this map French Alps or somewhere like that? But I believe that the Alps are known in some places for making cheeses from sheep's milk. Now, I don't know very much about that. I don't know very much about it at all. But if that's the case, then obviously, you know, sheep play a fairly major part in it. So we could try and do a bit of sheep production, even if it's just for getting the wool, because I don't think that we will have milk from sheep. If we were going to be getting the ability to have goats and milk them, or milk coming from sheep in the game, I'm pretty sure we would have had that announced already. And that would have been one of those things that they would have been sort of quite big on showcasing and making sure everybody knew that that was coming. So because we haven't had that sort of shown to us yet, I'm fairly confident in being able to say that we won't be able to be milking sheep. That being said, I have noticed rather a lot of rather nice things coming into the game. There's there's some new crops coming in. There's there's all kinds of things being added into the game, and lots of changes. We've got the whole stone picking thing that we'll be able to do, and I really like that idea. So there's a lot of stuff that we'll be able to do with this series here. Now, I will still do some contracts. I'm doing a contract at the moment with the sunflowers, but our focus going forward will be our own land and trying to build that up. So that's what we're going to do. We will focus the hardcore series on the land that we've got here. If it's the same map, it'll be the same land. We will just basically try and have it how we've got it now. So we'll have to have it on the hardest setting that we can have, and we will work on... I might have to, like, just add back in the tracks that we've gone and put in here, and a few things like that. But generally, yes, we will try and do it with this bit right here, and we will carry on as much as we can from what we've got. It's going to be a bit difficult with some of the machinery, so what I will probably do is, at the end of this, the last episode that we do in this series, I will sell everything. And that includes selling the land as well. So we could always get a slightly different bit of land if we wanted to. And then I can make some changes after that. Now, we've got two options here. We could have the electric tractor go along and come out, pick up those trailers and run them up the road. Or we could do it with this one. If we do it with this one, I have the option to go and collect a bucket full of potatoes and use those as well. He is slower on the road, though, isn't he? He's 43k. A bit like this bad boy. And... oh, he's not slower on the road. He's the same speed on the road. So I think we will actually do that. I think we will go with this tractor. I will gather up a few more Tatipos. I'm going to keep sort of working around the edge of the field here at the moment. Gather up a few more like this. And then I will aim to stick those in the tip point for where we're going to be tipping out the trailers at the same time. Okay, don't drive on the potatoes. That's not good. That's not good for potatoes. We don't want to do that. So we've got a full load of potatoes here. We've got a full bucket full of potatoes. And we're also going to take trailers with us as well. Now, you can put the trailers onto the hitch point on the back of the weight. That does work. And the cables for the trailers, although it doesn't actually plug them in game, it is possible in real life to actually do this and still tip your trailer at the same time. So long as that lead is long enough, and as long as the pipe there, the hydraulic pipe, which is that one hanging down right there, if you see, that would plug in at the back there in what there's 3 sets of sockets there for hydraulic pipes, and we can just plug it into one of those. And yeah, that would reach. That one would actually reach, looking at it from here. At least it looks like it would. So we're going to go out this way. Find out cars. I have right of way because I'm bigger and stronger than you. And it's the person who has the biggest vehicle that has the right of way. Why have I only got... oh, I was a bit confused as to the total quantity of potatoes. It's because it's also including the bucket. That's why the total quantity of potatoes seems slightly out. So we want to go in around here. And we will tip out the bucket full of potatoes first. So I'll go there like that. It shouldn't let me, if it doesn't like the idea, it should just not allow me to tip. So we'll tip those there a minute. And if we press escape, we should be able to see potatoes being stored in a silo. 3,095. Right, so that does work. Which means that I can put potatoes in there. And then I can go here. I was just going to say, I've got the trailer selected, and it's not tipping, but I haven't got the trailer selected at all. I've got the rear weight on my tractor selected. So now I've got the potatoes selected, the trailer, and I'll tip that one out as well. So there's some 20-odd thousand litres of potatoes that we've got just from there. It's 27,000 litres of potatoes from there, which is not bad going. And the price at the moment, Fellsborough Grain Mill, 197 per 1,000 litres, and climbing still at the moment, so we could end up getting a reasonable price for this. We'll get at least another double trailer load, going by what was left in that field. I don't know how much more we're going to get than that. Planting, we're kind of all right for planting at the moment, I feel. Like we've got enough there that we can... like the planter was kind of all right, but I would prefer a bigger planter. I would definitely prefer a bigger planter. Harvesting, well, harvesting was fine actually. This has worked out quite nicely. I mean, yes, it would be good if we can build up and get the bigger harvester. That would be absolutely fantastic, but we've already shown that we don't need to do that. It is a little bit time consuming going along with the bucket and scraping the ground like this, but it does work. That's the important part here. It does actually work. We're able to do this. It's not holding us back, and that is something that I actually really, really like. So I'm just going to go there like that and unhitch the 2 trailers. And then we can go and get some more Tatipos. So we'll carry on around the outside edge of the field like we were doing. So I want to be right on the edge of the field here, because when we were harvesting, we were tipping a few of the edge here. Got to make sure that it is actually touching the ground. That's the only thing that I don't really like. Look at that. See, it's not touching the ground enough there. So it's not picking up the potatoes. It's picked them up there, but there's a little bit right here where it's just not picked them up at all. So we'll try that at a different angle here and see what that does. Ah, there we go. Right, that's better. Because you can't tip it forward too far with the tip of the bucket, because it ends up tipping them out onto the ground. We don't want to do that either. We want to be collecting them, not tipping them out again. See right here, you need to just lift that. Oh, well, there's no point in trying to lift or tip or do anything at the moment. We have a full bucket. Let's run that back down to the bottom. I'm kind of thinking that I wouldn't mind doing this maybe once more in this little tiny field, picking them up like this, but we don't want to be doing this too many times. We want to advance to having a bigger harvester. But we know that's going to cost us a fair bit of money. Now, I don't know if we're going to progress to the point where we've got enough money to be able to do that before FS22 strikes or not. Now, I have asked in the Hagenstead series, and I will ask in this one. When FS22 comes out, I might be really fortunate enough to be given early access to the game by Giants. There's no guarantee that's going to happen, and I'm not assuming it's going to happen. However, it has happened in the past, and therefore there is the possibility that it could happen again. If I'm lucky enough to get hold of a copy, I will naturally be making quite a few videos for FS22 and posting them before the game is officially released. But what I want to know is, will you be watching those videos, or would you prefer me to keep going with the FS19 content so that you can have that and not be getting the game content spoilers that would be if you were to watch the FS22 stuff? If you're only interested in FS22 when it comes out, that I will be posting those videos, so you'll be able to see it. But some of you may not want to watch that until after you've got hold of your own copy of the game, in which case you'll probably still want some FS19 stuff. So I need to get into the comment section and let me know, do you still want me in the last few days, if I am lucky enough to get a copy of FS22, do you want me to still post FS19 content or just stick with the new game? Entirely up to you. I don't mind either way. I just need to know what you want so that I can act accordingly. I don't want the majority of you to wish for the FS19 stuff and not have any of it available because I'm focusing on the new game, and vice versa. So let me know what you want in the comment section, and I will try to adjust things to suit and keep... Well, I will try to adjust things to suit, and I will try to keep as many people happy as possible. However, as we all know, you cannot please all of the people all of the time. It's very, very easy to upset all of the people. Very easy. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.